All right, good morning, everybody. How we doing? All right, good afternoon. There you go. All right. We got the natural audience with us with the cicadas. So, can everybody hear me? Yeah. Okay, good. My name is Dave. For those of you who don't know, I'm a graduate of the school. I graduated in 1988, so just a couple years ago. On behalf of the trustees, I'd like to welcome everybody to the end of year ceremony and graduation for the class of 2021. This is a special day where we get to celebrate our students and community, give our congratulations and full support to our graduates. To begin our program, the head of the school, Tom Collada, will reflect on the school year. Let's give him a warm welcome. Thank you.
All right, it's great to see everybody. Thank you all for coming out on this hot summer day. It's really a terrific day of celebration, one of my favorite events of the year, and for this year it's our only event of the year with COVID. First, I'd really just like to thank everyone who helped us prepare and set up for the event. This includes alumni that span nearly 4 decades in the school. So thank you, Dave, Justin, Ryan, Donald, and Claude. Thanks for helping out as well. Please give them a hand to express your thanks. A year ago at this time, we were in the throes of COVID, without a clear path forward to get the disease behind us, leaving an uncertain future for the school. We were determined to be open and in person because we knew it was in the best interest of our students. During our 3 months of remote instruction last year, we lost students, some permanently, whose futures are far less certain than those who are sitting in front of you today. Thank you, bud. My deepest appreciation to all of those who helped us create a set of protocols that would prove to keep everyone safe all year. We were successful in this endeavor because of the support of staff, volunteers who keep the school running, and the students and their families who believed in our protocols and helped us follow them, gave us our full support. We not only survived during the pandemic, but we thrived. And we will continue to rebuild the school into next year. In addition to our rigorous and broad academic curriculum, we had ongoing and substantive discussions on many of the pressing issues that face us today, including racism, equality, poverty, policing, democracy. We enhanced our emphasis on life skills with special seminars as diverse as financial literacy, cooking, human sexuality, and home repair. The year has had its challenges beyond those that COVID presented, but also many accomplishments. We teach at the school that it is the difficult tasks and barriers that present the best opportunities for growth, and this year was no exception. I'd like to give recognition and appreciation for those that made this growth possible. One gigantic task was to digitize the entire school curriculum to enable us to remain socially distant and minimize the handling of papers and materials. This gargantuan task was done behind the scenes through the dedicated work of several students, supported through the Johns Hopkins University Center for Social Concern and their director, Misty McKeon. I want to thank, they aren't here today, but I want to extend my thanks to Crystal and Alyssa and Keenan for that job. That project was also accomplished through the careful coordination of Mr. Noah, who completed his 5 years of service to our school. Noah moved on at the end of April to be back with his family in his hometown of Detroit. We're thankful for his time with the school and the mark he made on each of the students sitting before you today. Thanks to Mr. Noah. Mr. Don continued to work his magic in developing the thinking skills, both outward and inward, through his one-of-a-kind creative writing course. His weekly seminars and individual meetings with the students are a critical part of our students' growth and success. Miss Leah, often hidden behind the scenes, carefully and competently made sure that our office and finances were well managed. And she keeps me in line. Her consistent care and encouragement of the students is one of our secret ingredients to success. Thank you, Miss Leah. Miss Page's lunches are legendary, right?
Yes.
And her expert resource development work is a key to the continued survival and growth of this school. This May, she brought her superb teaching talents into the school, teaching a course in American Sign Language that will now become a permanent fixture going into next year. Paige wanted to be here today, but she's on quarantine, okay? But she wishes she was here. Our newest staff person is not at all new to the school. Donald graduated just 2 years ago and has become an AmeriCorps Vista volunteer working with the school for the next year with a mission to further increase volunteerism and to support our operation. Welcome aboard, Donald. I need to also thank the many volunteers who are critical to our program. The sponsors, those of you out there, who provided important support to the students, whether it was the encouragement they needed at difficult moments or pats on the back to celebrate accomplishments. Each of their successes, they owe a bit to you for that. And also for tasks such as tutoring and helping the students get into college and identify scholarships. So thank you to all the sponsors. Our thanks to the many volunteers who provided lunches on nearly every day of the school year. A special shout out to Miss Carol. Where's Miss Carol? To Miss Carol, who has been doing this twice a month for more years than I could count. I tried last night. I couldn't count all the years. Many people are astonished to find out that over 2/3 of the income to run our school comes from contributions, people donating on their own volition. And my deep appreciation to all those individuals and organizations, as well as the foundations who give from their hearts to keep this school going. Thank you all. A group that also deserves recognition are all of those who volunteer to come in and speak to our students. One of the distinctions of a community school education is the direct access and experience that our students get through encounters and conversations with so many remarkable people. Because of COVID, we had to limit this feature in the beginning of the school year, but made up for it certainly in May, where we had dozens of speakers come into the school to share their knowledge, talent, and experience with the students. Not only do they come formally, like into a class to teach, or for a conversation with an hour-and-a-half session, but what the students know is if someone comes in to work on our internet, what do we do with that person?
Well, we give them the card.
We make sure we turn them right into a conversation with, right? We take every advantage when someone comes into school to learn their story and help inform us. Folks who come in to bring lunch, who will share stories with us, like Ken did just last week. I'm very proud that we have ended the year with this 10 students who began it. We were down to 10 last year, starting this year because of COVID. Let me tell you a little bit about these students. The first who couldn't be here today because he just got his second shot and he's not feeling so well, okay? But he's vaccinated now. Our new student, Kevin, the only new student who was accepted before the COVID lockdown, was the entirety of our 9th grade class. Quickly shot to the top of the class. He rose to the occasion and experienced much growth this year as he kept pace with his older classmates. Ethan zoomed ahead, especially in math, and made progress at a rate that only a handful of students have ever reached in such a short time. Despite his near constant giggles and laughter, he is a serious student with a promising future. Manuel?
He's not here.
Manuel is a budding writer and wordsmith who is making a name for himself in the Spanish rap battle circuit. He threw himself into the world history course this year and applied the lessons learned to the issues of today. Ronan, our future Academy Award-winning filmmaker and the school's photographer, continues to excel academically and to grow personally. Ronan has given a lot of time this year to help with the production of TCS Student News, he and Claude, and he's going to be an important leader in the school next year. So this brings us to our graduates. It's been an honor to have witnessed their growth in their years at the school, and I am both proud and confident that they are prepared for the successes that will follow them as they go into college and career. I firmly believe they will make their mark on the world, just as they have on the school in their years with us. Not only as students, but as example for others to follow, and as leaders who took responsibility for the operation of the school. Another unique feature of our school is that students in the school are very key to the operation of the school in so many ways. They are not just students, but they're active participants in the process. So Salma will be attending the Community College of Baltimore County to begin her studies and toward a career in early childhood education or journalism. She has a gift connecting the young kids and wants to help them succeed. However, her most talked about desire is to be a journalist and to give a voice to those often overlooked, both here and abroad, and to shine a light on their struggles to improve their lives. Whether it's helping one student at a time or whole communities, I'm convinced she will make a difference in our world. Salma has also done a great job as our gratitude coordinator for the past 2 years. Tylea was in demand by many colleges and universities, but settled on Hood College in Frederick, Maryland, where she will pursue studies toward becoming a therapist. Ty has received multiple scholarships and is eagerly looking forward to this next stage in her life. She found her voice in her years at the community school and fine-tuned her values and desire for social justice. She has the capacity to be a student leader and a strong voice for improving the confidence and mental health of many in her chosen career. That's you, bud. Claude also was accepted by every school he applied to attend, and was awarded multiple scholarships to attend Loyola University, including the prestigious Presidential Scholarship and a Social Justice Award from the Francis Merrick Foundation. He will be studying to become a certified public accountant, but also desires to be a chief financial officer. Claude has the honor of graduating with a perfect 4.0 average, no easy task at the community school. In addition to his studies, Claude functioned in a staff role in the school this past year through his consistent offers of help and taking responsibility. These students, all of these students, are the fortunate focus and recipients of all of the efforts of our school community. So many give and sacrifice to make sure that they have the opportunity for a first-rate education and an atmosphere of support and engagement that promotes personal growth. I'm eternally grateful for all that make this possible, and I'm here to tell you that this is a good investment on your part, because before you are a group of young people who are dedicated, determined, and equipped to make our community and world a better place. As we prepare to present the diplomas to our graduates, I'd like to ask all of our students to stand for us to give them a warm honor of applause.
Thank you. All right. It is now my honor and privilege to introduce our graduates for awarding of their diplomas. Each graduate in turn will be introduced, receive their diploma, and then speak to you, our school community. Please give a big round of applause to our first graduate, Tylea Trusty.
Hello, everyone. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I just want to say thank you for coming out and supporting us on the biggest moments of our lives. Bear with me. I haven't spoken to a crowd this huge since my 8th grade graduation. For starters, I just want to say that my high school journey has not always been easy. Starting off at a different school, my self-esteem was at an all-time low. I thought that the only way for me to get through this experience was to have friends. Yes, that was correct, but where I was wrong is that my friends became my high school experience. After the death of my grandmother, Donna, may she rest in peace, things took a turn. I no longer wanted to do school anymore. I just wanted to stay home and do nothing. At the end of my first 10th grade year, I wanted to clean up my act, but the damage was already done. I found myself facing the decision of repeating the 10th grade or going to a public school to do overnight. After carefully reviewing my options, I decided to repeat the 10th grade. The disappointment that I received from a lot of people tore me down. I was too embarrassed to talk to anybody about when my graduation was or why I was able to fail the 10th grade. The only thing that really kept me going was the thought that I would prove to those who were disappointed in me that I can do this and that they'll be proud of me when I go to college. College was the main focus for me. Although I let my people down, I knew that I could make them proud by continuing my journey the best way that I can. As deciding what high school I wanted to attend, Ms. Nick Meyer, my high school counselor, said the best place to come was a community school. My first year into the school was a huge change. I gained a support system with my sponsors, Ms. Mary Louise Price and Ms. Nick Meyer. I remember the days when Ms. Nick Meyer and I went to the Ms. Mary Louise and I went to the Diz to have lunch, and she said that just because I fell doesn't mean I stay down, but I had to pick myself up and be the best person that I could be. Confidence is the reason why my 1.1 GPA turned into a 3.0 GPA. When I first got my first 3.0, it felt like gold. I couldn't believe that I could achieve this milestone. Bringing home my report card to my mother and she congratulated me and celebrated me felt like the best thing ever. Ever since, I kept bringing home great grades. And sometimes I would even hear my mother bragging about it. I felt so great to know that I picked myself up and every day I got through the storm. This year, back in November, I got accepted into my first university. When I saw the huge packet in the mail, I already knew what it was. I opened it up and ran to school and read the first few lines. I screamed down the street like a crazy lady, saying, I did it, I got in. This was all at 7 in the morning, so you can only imagine what people were looking at. I ran to the school and I immediately shared the news with Mr. Tom. As Mr. Tom announced that I not only got accepted into the school, but that they were giving me a $72,000 scholarship to attend. I nearly passed out when I heard this news. I never thought that I would be able to get this far. Months passed and acceptance letters rained through the mail. The experience was overwhelming. I couldn't believe that all these colleges were so invested into my education. Here I am now, about to start my next chapter in life. I'll be graduated from high school, but moving into something bigger, to be exact, to a college. With the skills and support of the school that has given me, I know that I'm prepared. I would love to thank all of those who have helped me get through this journey. Thanks, Ma, for helping support me through everything that I've been through. Thank you to Mr. Tom and Mr. Noah, who couldn't be here, for being the best teachers that I ever had in my life. You made me love and always love speaking up in class. You guys supported me through my roughest times, and I appreciate you both for that. Thank you to Miss Mary Louise and Miss Nick Meyer for being the strongest support duo. You guys always pick me up when I'm feeling down. Thank you for not giving up on me and helping me through this journey. Lastly, I would like to say thank you to my classmates. You guys were a huge support system. You guys are not only my friends, but family. I appreciate the opportunity to learn so much about you. Thank you lastly to all of the people that support the school and help it run. I guess this is where it ends. I had a great experience at TCS, and I wish you luck and happiness to all of the younger students. You guys got this. And if little old me found a way through this journey, you can too. Thank you so much for everything.
All right, thank you. Congratulations. Okay. All right, now for our next graduate, let's give a big round of applause to our graduate, Selma Ruiz Cruz.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming. Okay. My high school journey has not been easy. School in general was not easy for me. I didn't fit in schools, not even the ones that claimed to give the best education. I was put to the side because the teachers didn't want to deal with me. No one had the patience to teach me properly. I lost faith in myself. I thought that I wasn't going to be in the position that I am right now. I didn't even know where my future was going to, I didn't even know how my future was going to look like. I still don't know, but at least I have a better view. Mr. Tom has helped me a lot with these problems. He has helped me grow out of my shell that I've been hiding in for years. I was struggling to wiggle out of my shell, but I made it out. I never had an interest in anything other than just finishing school, since that was expected from me. Mr. Tom gave me all the puzzle pieces that I needed to get through these 4 years of high school. All I needed to do was to put the puzzle pieces together. That's why I would gladly thank Mr. Tom for giving his very best to help me figure myself out and educate me. Along my journey, I found things about myself that I never thought I had a passion for. I have a passion for helping people get informed about what is going on in their own country, even if it comes to sacrificing their own lives. I found out that I want to be a journalist. You can't be a good journalist without a great English teacher, right? Mr. Noah has been in my corner since the day I met him. He probably doesn't realize this, but he has changed my life for the better. The last couple of weeks we had with him here, we had to work on 2 research papers. I dreaded every second of it. I didn't know what to do, and I had no motivation. I went to Mr. Noah to help me with it. He reassured me that I am a great writer, and I do have the ability to write these research papers. I ended up having good grades on both papers. I felt so accomplished, especially that I left a great impression on Mr. Noah before his leaving. After completing those papers, I felt like I could start my journalism career. So thank you, Mr. Noah, for the best 4 years. I made so many good memories that I will never forget. My classmates were also a part of my journey. Last year, I didn't make any effort to get to know the other students, but this year, we are closer than ever. We stay up either playing video games, watching movies, or even just chatting. I've gotten the great opportunity to get to know them better, but now I consider them as family. I'm happy that I made all those great memories with you guys, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for our friendship. Growing up in an immigrant household was difficult, and it still is. My family struggled to get a roof over our heads, food on the table, and clothes on our backs. As a child, I never realized the struggles my parents had to go through. When I got older, I found out the reality I was living in. My parents tried their best to shield me from the dangers an immigrant child could face in America. I hated being in a place that didn't feel like home. I hated being in this country because I felt like I never felt welcome here. My family sacrificed their lives to come to a country that claimed to be the land of the free, but that was a lie. Because of how much prejudice and racism my community faces, I was embarrassed to embrace my own culture. I would get upset with my own parents for speaking their native language in public, or when my dad would play loud music in the car. I would tell him to lower the music down because people were looking. I didn't want anyone to know that I was Mexican. I tried my best to fit in by acting and looking more American, whatever that means. My parents sacrificed so much to give me the life they never had, and I'm so grateful to be able to represent their legacy and the millions of other Latino parents who share the same story in this country. Speaking with you all today, I can hardly fathom the right words to describe my internal gratitude towards my parents. They taught me that every day I work hard, I will make tomorrow easier. So I woke up every day, even though I didn't want to just go to school and get my education. Because of them, I am able to be the first generation to graduate high school and go into college. Por mi madre, yo soy mexicana. Por destino, soy americana. Yo soy de la raza de oro. Yo soy mexicana, americana. Thank you.
Congratulations, Salma. All right. Last but certainly not least, we're going to celebrate our final graduate, Claude Nicholson.
I just want to give a special thanks to the Cicadas for coming out. You know, I feel all that support from them, and I just feel them cheering me on. It was just great support. Thank you, Cicadas. I was late to the very first appointment I had at the school. I couldn't even believe that the school actually existed. Who knew that if I just went a little further up Huntington Avenue when I was younger, I would have found the place that would change my future a little bit sooner. Before coming to TCS, I didn't know what my future held for me. I always expected to end up being a plumber like my father. I had my plumbers cracked down to a T. I just had to learn how to do the rest of the work. However, TCS has helped me down a path where instead of fooling around with pipes, I was able to do math all day long as an accountant. The best job ever, right? Yeah. You know, I never really thought I'd make it through high school. Nobody else in my family did, so why would I? I was ready to just put in the time for my freshman year and drop out and work. However, something kept me going. I used to say it was because I wanted to make my mother proud. I used to say it was because I wanted to brag about being the first in my family to have a high school diploma. But now, I know exactly who I did it for and why I did it. I did it for me because I finally believed in me. I always thought I had to finish high school and go to college for someone or something, but I now know that it was for me. Kindness has helped me thrive in TCS, and I know it will help me thrive once I'm in college. If there is one thing I want to leave everyone with, it's to always have kindness. Everyone appreciates when someone takes an interest in them or is kind to them. We're humans. That's just who we are. Kindness will always be your best friend because that's how you get ahead in the world. Many of us aren't born rich, so kindness is our best way of getting ahead. If a little bit of kindness got me $52,000 in scholarships to one of the top-rated business schools in the state, Loyola University, just imagine what a little bit of kindness can do for you. Throughout my 4 years, I've seen countless students come and go. Some didn't want to deal with how hard and vigorous the school was. Others got caught up with life and couldn't continue their journey through the school. However, I see 7 students who have stayed dedicated to the school, even through all the struggles they've had to face during the year. They've grown so much through COVID. They didn't let some virus stop them from getting the best education they possibly could. I see great things. I see great things for each and every one of them. From starting their own business to devoting themselves to helping out others, I know my classmates will do great things. I thank each and every one of them for making my school experience better. Whether that be through laughter or through sharing personal stories, each of you have helped me grow in some way. I can't wait to be in the seats in front of us watching y'all graduate. For my 2 fellow seniors, thank you for the amazing years at TCS. These 4 years wouldn't be the same without you two. I know y'all will do great things in college and afterwards. No, I don't try. Thank you, everyone who has helped me in some way to grow as a person and succeed in school. Either through giving me great advice, providing us with an absolute banger of a lunch, or helping me get through my struggles. You've each helped me become the person I am. You have enriched my life in so many ways and helped me understand what life has in store for me during and after college. And before I go, I want to thank Mr. Tom for all that you have done for me. This man saw potentially. This man saw potential in me like no other and helped me bring out every last drop of it. Mr. Tom, without you, I wouldn't have had this bright future that I never dreamt of as a kid. You've helped me become a real man, and that's something I could never forget. And don't forget, I won't ever forget to visit.
All right.
There is just too many cameras. Really?
Class of 2021 for the community schools. Now we want to bring the entire class up so everybody can take some photos of that.
Okay, now it's starting to get hot. Please listen to it. It's really hot. It's really hot. And this monkey is too. I guess we need to open. I don't know. Open it. Okay. Wait.
The thing where you hold your arm out.
What are you talking about? Are they taking a video? What are they doing?
Maybe taking the photos.
Mr. Tom, get in here, Mr. Tom. No, guys.
Mr. Dave, you gotta get on the other end. No. Yes. No. Yes. Come on. He's mad at me now.
Is Mama? I just smiled.
Come on, Mom.
I just cried.
I think imagine crying.
Imagine not crying. I'll make you cry now.
Alrighty, everybody, this concludes our ceremony for today. We thank everybody for coming out. Graduates will be around so you guys can take pictures. We got refreshments, cupcakes that have been donated, cookies. So please help yourselves, okay? Thank you.
Can I take this off?